Gog and Magog exposed, the hidden war against God's kingdom. Welcome to Kingdom Motivation Force, where truth reveals the kingdom and deception gets exposed. Today we go deep into one of the most misunderstood and prophetic subjects in the entire Bible, Gog and Magog. Who are they? Ancient tribes? Demon-possessed leaders? Descendants of giants? Some say they're symbols, some say they're nations, while others believe they're the last satanic rebellion before Jesus returns. But the Bible gives us more than a mystery. It gives us clues, history, prophecy, and a warning. Let's dive into Ezekiel 38-39 and see what it says about Gog. Gog is identified as a prince or leader, possibly both spiritual and political. Magog refers to the land inhabited by descendants of Japheth, son of Noah. Key facts from Ezekiel 38 show Gog comes from the land of Magog and leads a confederation against Israel. God ultimately destroys Gog supernaturally, through earthquakes, hailstones, fire, and divine judgment. The Battle of Gog and Magog isn't just about Israel, it's the final rebellion of fallen nations against God's kingdom. Moving on to part 2, let's explore Magog's descendants as we look into Genesis 10. Magog was a grandson of Noah, with historians linking him to the Scythians, nomadic warrior tribes. These descendants can be associated with early Russian, Turkish, and Mongol peoples. Areas now known as Russia, Ukraine, Georgia, Kazakhstan, and Iran connect to the land of Magog. Josephus noted that Magog founded the Magogans, called Scythians by the Greeks. The land of Magog lies north of Israel, affirming Ezekiel's prophecy from the far north. This makes Magog not just a spiritual term but a geopolitical location with historical and prophetic significance. Now, are Gog and Magog linked to the Nephilim? Let's look into Genesis 6. The Nephilim were hybrids, giants born from fallen angels and human women. Though the flood wiped them out, we see post-flood giants like the Anakim and Raphaim rise again. Just like these giants, Gog and Magog represent warrior kingdoms, obsessed with destruction. Their spiritual DNA aligns with the ancient Nephilims: rebellion, violence, war against God's people. Ancient writings, like the Book of Enoch, say Nephilim spirits became unclean spirits roaming the earth. Gog and Magog may not be physical giants, but they embody the ancient Nephilim spirit, lawless and anti-kingdom. Next, did giants reappear after the flood? Let's check Deuteronomy 2-3. The Anakim frightened Israel while spying out the Promised Land. God commanded Israel to destroy these tribes, not due to race, but to eliminate Nephilim corruption. Og of Bashan, the last of the Raphaim, is portrayed with a bed 13 feet long. Goliath and his brothers were also descendants of these tribes, suggesting a link to ancient bloodlines. These giants were part of Satan's strategy to pollute the bloodline and control the earth through fear. Gog and Magog may be spiritually linked to these ancient bloodlines, rebellious kingdoms under demonic influence. In part 5, let's look at modern nations involved in the Gog and Magog war through Ezekiel 38. Magog, today, that's often identified with Russia and Central Asia. Meshech and Tubal correlate with modern Turkey, while Persia is recognized as Iran. Cush can refer to Ethiopia or Sudan, and put ties to Libya. Gomer and Beth Togarmah connect to Armenia and parts of Turkey. Today's nations forming this coalition are predominantly Islamic and increasingly hostile to Israel. These nations are aligning both politically and militarily, leaning towards anti-Christian worldviews. The Ezekiel 38 coalition is already forming, showing prophecy assembling itself on news feeds. Let's shift gears to the spiritual battle behind the prophecy, as mentioned in Daniel 10:13. Gog may embody not just a man, but a principality, a demonic ruler, much like the Prince of Persia. Spiritual warfare manifests through nations, rulers, and systems today. Behind every anti-God empire, there's likely a fallen angel challenging God's rule. Revelation 16:13-14 illustrates unclean spirits gathering kings for war, showing a spiritual battle ahead. Gog and Magog's war is not solely political, it's a spiritual showdown. As we enter part 7, the Revelation's final war depicts Gog and Magog returning. After Christ's 1,000-year reign, Satan is released and gathers Gog and Magog for a final rebellion. They surround the people of God in one last attempt to wage war. But fire comes from heaven and they are destroyed, with Satan cast into the lake of fire forever. Why does all this matter for believers today? Luke 21:28 encourages us to look up. The story of Gog and Magog reminds us that God always wins in the end. No nation, no demon, no army can stop prophecy from being fulfilled. Stay alert, informed, and spiritually ready as signs of the times unfold. With Israel's enemies aligning and culture turning against God's truth, the Gog and Magog war may be near. The systems are preparing. Are you ready? As we wrap up, remember to comment below. I stand with the kingdom of God. Like, subscribe, and share this message from Kingdom Motivation Force. We are not afraid of Gog and Magog. We are the generation of David, Daniel, and Jesus. Keep your faith strong. Stay kingdom focused. The war may be big, but our King is greater. God wins, and so do His people.